Happy Monday, everybody. I thought that I would do a drop in. We are still focusing on our chakras, and I have about 9 videos to upload, or maybe 7, I think. Yeah, 7 to upload. That goes in detail about the chakras, and I want to get those uploaded ASAP. But in the meantime, I've had people asking me about meditation, so I thought I'd just kind of do um, some give you some information on meditation, right? So, meditation, the purpose of meditation, people always say that the purpose of meditation is to clear your mind, to stop anxiety, to focus your thoughts, to train your attention and your awareness, and so on and so forth. I have kind of a more simplistic thought about it, and so I thought I would share that with you all to kind of maybe help you along on your journey. So let's talk about the body, the mind, and the spirit as they relate. And so we know that the body, this vessel that we occupy, it is actually made for movement. It is actually made to help you to live life, right? And its sole job is to move. You'll find that sometimes, even if you are sitting still, your arm may jump or your eye may twitch. That is because the body's job is to move, and so it essentially is going to try to do that. The mind's job is to think. That is its sole job all the time, and my oh my, does it do that. It thinks so that it can give you ideas for creativity, how to solve problems, how to live a longer life. Its job is perpetual thought. It is always supposed to think. And people kind of get annoyed when they are learning to meditate because they think again. The mind jumps in and says, well, I'm supposed to think. And you get mad because you say, well, no, you're supposed to not be thinking. I'm supposed to meditate. And so people get frustrated and they give up on meditation. I will tell you, be more gentle with yourself. Give yourself a break. Understand that the mind is like a 2-year-old child, and it says, no, I'm supposed to think. Think is what I'm supposed to do, and it will try to do that continuously. Don't get mad at it. It is doing what it is supposed to do. The problem is not the mind. The problem is you haven't learned how to really control the mind. It's like having a really, really fancy car and not knowing how all of the buttons on your car work, right? So the spirit, the soul, and that which is uh, closely related to your higher self, that is your how you relate to that is your feelings, right? And so if you are thinking negative thoughts, you're moving away from your higher self and closer towards your ego. If you are feeling happy and loving and thinking positive thoughts, you are more in line or aligned with your higher self and higher being. All of your feelings and emotions, they are kind of like a compass, a guide to tell you which way you are going, right? Because your higher self doesn't see it as negative. It doesn't really even see it as positive. It just sees it as an experience. So if you're afraid, and negative emotions stem from fear, anger, hate, racism, those are still fear. Um, your higher self has no fear of anything. Why would it? Let's think about the way you think of God. God doesn't fear anything because it's all knowing, all powerful. Why would something all powerful be afraid of anything? Right? That's how you're kind of moving away from it. So it's kind of a simplistic explanation, but let's stay with that one for the moment. We will, of course, through our training and learning, get into more detail, but essentially, um, that is what your emotions do. And when your emotions go negatively, they're going away from the higher you. But again, back to the meditation and the mind. So the mind will try to think even when you are meditating. And for meditation, for the purpose of meditating and beginning meditators, I would suggest 5 minutes a day, twice a day. Turn everything off except for your phone and put a timer on your phone for 5 minutes, because otherwise your mind will convince you to think, have you been sitting here too long? Is it not long enough? And instead of doing what you are essentially trying to do, you will be in thought about the time that has or has not lapsed. Initially, though, when you first start meditation, I would encourage you to take 3 deep breaths. A deep breath in, a deep breath out, another in, and then another out. And then the third, you take it in, you hold 3 seconds, and let it out, right? What that is doing is that is like warming up the system. It is telling your nervous system to calm down. It is alerting the nervous system that everything is okay. And I liken this again to a car. So when you start the car, you first start your car, it's idling high initially, particularly if it's not an electric car, talking about a gas car, right? But it idles high, and then you tap the brake, tap the gas, and it listens a little bit, and one more time, and then the car idles down. That's the same with your body. So you can think of, again, the body and the mind, this vessel that works together. It's like a computer, a really finely tuned, advanced computer. And we, right, you and I, often don't know how to utilize all of the accessories on the computer. So now the purpose of meditation that I have learned is to allow the body to unwind, to unravel. It is to allow it to reset, right? And so let's think about the other points or times that computers resets. Computers, if you have your phone, for example, and you're playing Words with Friends, and maybe you're on Instagram, and you got all these different windows open. You've got a Word document on your phone open. You've got the camera open. And so after a while, your phone will slow down in its operating system. It won't work as quickly. Most people in IT will tell you, did you turn your phone on? Turn your phone off. Turn your phone off. You turn it off so that the phone can reset. It's a quick reset. But once you turn it off, give it a couple of seconds, and turn it back on, the phone generally operates better, right? It's the same with this vessel and the mind. And what happens is, usually, we as people, we say, oh, I got to go to sleep. I'm tired. But sleeping is the computer, this human's computer, it's resetting. It's like charging your phone overnight or getting a computer upgrade, a phone upgrade. When you sleep, your body processes your memories. It downloads memories. It determines which ones are duplicates, which ones aren't good. It determines which food is good. It processes that. It eliminates toxins. It regenerates the skin. It's doing things when you sleep to actually reboot, reset the computer, which is you, right? Meditating is doing that at a really advanced and rapid rate. And I say that because you don't meditate for 8 hours. Well, some people do. If you're a Buddhist monk, maybe. But most people that are involved still in the world don't meditate for 8 hours. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, twice a day. Some people an hour or two, depending on, what's happening in your world and for you, will determine the length of time that you need to meditate or that you'd like to meditate. So again, for beginners, I would recommend 5 minutes twice a day. Start out with 5 minutes once a day if you really are new to this. And again, begin with your 3 breaths. And then once you've done your 3 breaths, you take a breath in, you breathe normally, but you count in 1, out 2. In 3, out 4. in 5, out 6. And your breathing should be slower than my count right now, right? But you're counting, and you will find that as you are doing this count, your mind is going to think. Again, that's what that thing is supposed to do. Don't get mad at it. It is supposed to think. It's going to think, well, I've got to go to the grocery store. Did I pick up the kids? Did I finish this task for work? Did I call something? Did I pay this bill? It gives you all kinds of, my leg is itching. I need to blah. And will think and think and think. When people say, observe your thoughts, what that means is just allow your thoughts to come. They're going to come. Just let them come. Don't get up and call the person. Don't go get the paper and the pen to finish the work project. No, just allow the thought to come. And it's going to come. It is, I liken it to going to the grocery store. So when you have to go to the grocery store, when you want to go to the grocery store, the mind will start to ask you, well, which store? Giant, Safeway, Harry, Harry Teeter or Harris Teeter. It'll start running down the list of stores in your mind. And then once it gets you determined which store you're going to go to, it says, well, what do we want from this store? Oh, yeah, we want to go to TJ Maxx too, and we want to go to Nordstrom's, and we got to get some butter, we got to get some eggs. Ooh, but I want that new pocketbook, and I want this. And it will start giving you lists, right, of things that you want and things to accomplish, because that's what it's supposed to do. Don't worry about that. It is just like at that thought, when you have, I've got to go to the grocery store, if you find that you write yourself a list, then the mind will release the thought. It won't really think about what you have to get from the store. It will think, we need to go to the store. But it will stop reminding you that you need to get eggs, butter, the pocketbook, the this thing, the that thing, because it realizes that you have a list. So it will start saying, remember your list, don't forget your list. Oh, do you have a list for so-and-so? Oh, what's on the list? And so those thoughts will come, right? But it is just like when you go to the grocery store, once you have accomplished that task, once the body in movement has done that thing, the mind releases it. It no longer tells you have to go to the store anymore. It doesn't think about that until it's time to go back to the store, or until it says, dang, I forgot the ice cream sandwiches, right? Then you'll keep thinking about that until the body does the action to allow the mind to release the thought. In meditation, you just allow the thoughts to come, because that is now the body and the mind trying to unwind itself. It's trying to say, okay, well, we wanted to accomplish these things. And in meditation, you're now telling your mind, your higher self, is now saying to your mind, I got this. We don't have to think about that. Thank you for giving me a solution, but I got this. And the thing that's giving you the solution, your mind, is intertwined with your ego. Your ego says, I have to do this. I need to do. I. Your higher self says, I don't have to do anything, because I am everything, right? And so after some time, and I say some time, right? I've been meditating since 2010, something like that. So it's been some years for me. And initially, I could not get my mind to stop, right? And still, my mind, I don't want it to stop, but I'm able to control it and tell it I'm doing something else. And so when those thoughts are coming, you allow them to come, and you'll get wrapped up in them. Even if you don't get up to do anything, you'll start thinking about, dang, and then all of a sudden you'll say, what am I doing? Why am I? Oh, I'm supposed to be meditating. And when you get to that thought, oh, I'm supposed to be meditating, go back to the count. In 1, out 2. And in 3, out 4. And as you go back to that thought, that meditating thought, that breathing, more thoughts will come. Let them come, and when you realize that they have come, then you say, what am I supposed to be? Oh, meditating, and go back to the breathing. This is going to take some practice. Some people can do it right away. They are wonderfully blessed. For me, that was not the case. It took me about a year. And then even now that I've been meditating for years, there are some days where my thoughts just don't want to stop, or not to say stop, but I just can't get to a point where I have gone into a deeper meditation. And by a deeper meditation, so I'll tell you, this is what generally happens. You know, when you are going to bed and you're going to sleep, and you're in a state where you're not quite asleep, but you're not quite awake. It's like a twilight state. You can hear everything that's going on around you. You can sense what's happening in the house, but you're not all the way awake, right? And you really aren't having a lot of thoughts. You're just observing everything around you. You're in a higher state. That's usually a theta state. And it allows the brain to quickly reset. So meditating, again, is just allowing the body, the computer, and the mind together to reset, to say, okay, I need you to download those things. I'm feeling anxious today. I'm feeling not myself, not so wonderful, not so happy, not so loving. Or maybe I am feeling loving and I just realize that there's more love that I can give, right? And so meditating is to allow the body to do that. It is to allow you a break, a reset. And once you get that reset, then you can keep going with your day. I would try to convince you, if you're going to meditate, don't eat first and try not to be sleepy. You may find that during meditation you will go to sleep, because sometimes the body is just that stressed that it will just let go and go into sleep, which is not bad. But the actual point of meditation is to reach that theta state without essentially going to sleep, with you being aware of everything that is happening. If you have questions, or if there's anything that I can clear up for you, or comments, please feel free to leave them and chat with me. If you like this content, please feel free to like the video and subscribe. I really, really appreciate all of you and look forward to interacting with you more. Thanks so much.